Like I stated before, this election is about you, and we all have a choice in the direction of our government. Choices about the direction we want to go. Choices about what we are for and what shapes our identities as Nevadans. Many of us here tonight have worked to defeat Dean Heller in the past. We've knocked on doors, passed out literature, made phone calls, and been in those parades. And we have made a strong case against him, but something was always missing. That changes tonight. As I officially embark on a different kind of campaign against Dean Heller, I'm doing so with what Dr. Martin Luther King used to call the fierce urgency of now. Starting tonight, as a candidate for Congress, I am going to campaign every day like we are in the final stretch. I will be in Douglas County, Ely, Elko, Humboldt, Carson City, in the cities, and especially here in Reno. And I will be in all the counties of this district talking about the real challenges and choices we face as Nevadans and what I will do differently in Washington. Also know that I will not only talk to Democrats about Dean Heller's hypocrisy. I'm going to take the choices directly to the Republicans and the nonpartisans. Talk to them about issues Heller has not solved for them. And I will do this over and over and over until we turn Dean Heller's concrete base into very soft quicksand. The conversation I am starting tonight with our friends and neighbors across Nevada's 2nd District will be about making the choice to create jobs while slowing foreclosures, making the choice to reform education and health care while holding special interest groups at bay, making the choice to protect Social Security while fulfilling the commitment we made to our veterans, making the choice to change America's approach to free trade deals while reforming immigration laws, and asking the tough questions on foreign policy so we do not make the same mistakes in Pakistan, North Korea, and Iran that we made in Iraq. This election is about choices. For job creation, we need to make the choice to invigorate our alternative energy production in Nevada to create those green-collar jobs. To slow Nevada's spiraling home foreclosures, we have to choose recession reforms that take into account tough economic times. To reform public education, we must choose to focus on providing our children with a 21st century education for jobs in the future. To do this, we must scrap No Child Left Behind. We need to make the choice to compel insurance companies to provide low-cost plans for those without health coverage. To protect Social Security, we need to work across party lines for solutions to keep Social Security solvent. And we must choose to treat our veterans with the respect they've earned, especially now that so many of our men and women are returning from Iraq and Afghanistan with very different challenges than before. This is not a choice, but an obligation. And I will make sure that our men and women in uniform get the treatment and the respect they deserve. This election is about choices. Simply put, We need to make real choices that produce real results on these key issues. And the fact is, if Dean Heller were doing even a decent job on these key issues, I would not be announcing my campaign for Congress tonight. The reality is he has been a spectacular failure in Washington, and it's time to bring him home. So throughout this campaign, we are going to provide a clear choice between Dean Heller's inactivity in Washington versus the progress we make on these key issues in Congress. As we start this campaign, let me leave you with a few requests. I'm asking for your support, your prayers, and your hard work. I will need you to hit the streets and campaign with me because we need to make these choices clear. And Nevada needs to know that this campaign is about us, not about me. If we truly want to return to the prosperity we enjoyed not so long ago, we must work for it, and we must fight for it, and we must choose it. That's why in Congress I will work with anybody from either party to do what's right, and I will do it with the fierce urgency of now to help turn Nevada around. Tonight we start that fight, and in November 2010, we will end that fight with a win for the people of Nevada and a resounding rejection of politics as usual. We cannot only hold our government selectively accountable. Never again can Congress be derelict in its duty overseeing your economic interests. I sit on the Douglas County School Board. 3 nights ago, we cut the Gifted and Talented program. We cut our middle school librarians and other additional items in lieu of cutting 8 additional teachers. These people belong to a family. They belong to our neighborhood. They belong to our communities. This is unacceptable. We can make different choices. Foreclosures are affecting single parents, the teachers, the construction industry, honest, hardworking Nevadans. This is unacceptable, and we can make different choices. Veterans. My father, a Korean combat veteran. My husband, a Vietnam combat veteran. Their fellow veterans should not find themselves homeless. This is unacceptable, and we must make different choices. Politics as usual is unacceptable. We need solutions, and we need progress. We need Congress to be working together to provide the American people with the ability to go after the American dream and see a future filled with hope and prosperity for themselves, for their children and their grandchildren. Anything less is unacceptable, and we can make different choices. So join me. Ask your friends to join us. Ask your neighbors to join us, because together we can fight harder, we can fight longer, and we can fight smarter to bring Dean Heller home once and for all. And to get Nevada working again and back on track. Thank you so much for coming here this evening, and I ask all of you to choose a different direction for Nevada's 2nd District. I want to be your choice and represent you in Washington, and with your help, that is exactly what we will do. Thank you very, very much for being here this evening.